Thanks everybody for the follows tonight. Appreciate it. If you haven't followed yet, what are you waiting for? Jesus, me. Why don't you guys? Yeah, why don't you guys start putting your roles out in the open, unless if I ask for it or something like that? Because I want you guys to, I want you to see
how horrible
these
we are. Yeah,
absolute rolls. A 1 + 2 is a 3. So that was just an absolute. You're like, wow, this is just horrible. You just smell it. You have no clue what the hell this is.
Oh man, this stuff smells worse than Markish after he's had the onion soup at the Laughing Goblin.
Oh God, it smells worse than the brown note. Oh my.
Shen, why don't you give him a hand with that, with a medicine check? You're a man of faith. There we go. That's exactly what I was needing, bud.
Excellent.
So, yeah, 15. That's what I was needing. This had some type of poison, and you've smelt this before on wounds that you've treated as you were a young acolyte working in the temple. And this is probably made with the bile of the saliva of like a lizard man. Because they like to drool a lot, you know? And then they take that bile and then they process it into different poisons and stuff.
Hey, yeah, this is a form of poison, most likely from the bile of some type of lizard, perhaps a lizard man. They render it down and use it as a poison.
Poison? What kind of poison?
A poison that will basically give you the poison condition. Sometimes it'll paralyze you.
The poison kind of poison?
Yeah, well, it's not a poison that's going to kill you outright with just ingesting it. It's something that's going to linger with you, but over a long period of time could definitely kill you if it's not treated. But basically, speaking out of character, it's a poison that will give you the poison condition, not any kind.
I don't know
of,
anything about poison, but I know a few things about a lizard man, and they got a nasty bite.
Yeah,
so if they're using this for poison, we got some work ahead of us.
Yeah, this stuff can also it's basically out of character. It does two things. To any type of humanoid, it will give you the poisoned condition. But on any kind of beast or creatures, it will paralyze them basically. But left untreated, over time, it will eventually paralyze a humanoid as well. So that's how that works.
Shin, how long you been? Did you eat any of that? Did you drink some of that?
No, I was just smelling it.
Looks like you're locking up a little bit.
The old lockjaw.
Well, I was looking at the combat tracker.
Yeah. I had an ordeal a couple days ago.
Still with you, huh?
It's just a minor annoyance currently.
Sounds good.
What kind of ordeal? The DM's interested in hearing this.
I think it was from those lizard men we saw in the marsh, wasn't it?
I believe it was actually the carrion crawlers.
Oh, that might have been.
They got me.
Ah, well, that's right. Yeah. You guys were in the sewers messing with those damn things.
I got some ick on me.
Yeah, you got the ninja from those. So what do you say, adventurers? What do you think?
I think we need to follow the blood trail. Follow the steps.
Agreed.
Sounds good.
All right. So when you guys follow the blood steps, you know, the little traces of blood, and then sometimes there's like a bloody print and whatnot. And it looks like when you're following these tracks, the more that you follow them, the more that you can see broken brush and whatnot. You know, broken branches and stuff. Maybe something was trying to hold on to something. Something was being forced a lot of broken plants.
Does it look as though the trail is going towards the river?
Yeah, it's going towards the Trollo farm. Yeah, looks like it's leaving. Yeah, because you guys had to climb up a little embankment there, 10-foot high embankment, and like the kid was telling you, Taru said that there's 3 farms. He lives on the Renan farm, which is straight ahead from the trail. Now, to the left, which is sort of like the northwest, that's where the Alen farm is. And the Aliens are Wallace and Jen's Alien, and they have a little bit of each there. They have a little bit of everything, a little bit of livestock, but mostly they make vegetable. Well, they grow vegetables and fruits and stuff. And then over to the northeast is the Trollo farm, and that's mostly a livestock farm. And Taru tells you that it's owned by Hilu and Girona Trollo. And actually, they grow some stuff as well on the Trollo farm, but they're newlyweds. He goes, oh yeah, they're a really nice couple, and they've only been married a short time, and she was pregnant and it didn't work out for him, and she got really sick and she lost the baby, and so he wasn't able to really plant any crops, and he got to planting them late, and he just keeps rambling on and rambling on and rambling on. But he tells you that most of what they have on the Trollo farm is livestock, basically. But they're really nice people, though. Yeah, they're really nice people. So you guys are basically, you're following the trail, this makeshift trail that was actually made. Someone's being forced, or something, or multiple people were being forced. And you start to come to an opening, and you can see what there is like a farmstead, a very small farmstead. And there's still a little bit of smoke coming out of the chimney. And Taru says, oh, it looks like they might be here still. It looks good. And as you come into the clearing, you can see that there's a number of cattle that are inside. They have like a farmed, like a fenced-in pasture, and then a larger pasture, and you can see that there's quite a bit of livestock around. And as you guys get a little bit closer, you notice that part of the fence is tore down, and you can see some broken timbers and broken boards and whatnot. And Taru says, oh no, I don't know. And there's one big bull that's inside of the fence, and he's just kind of watching you guys as you start to get on the property, and you start coming up to the farmhouse and whatnot. So why don't you guys give me some perception checks as you start walking onto the property of the Trollo farm. Nice rolls, guys. Actually, all 3 of you guys notice as you're walking up. Now I'm gonna give you guys a map. This is the Trollo farm. Now I'm also going to give you guys your tokens on the map in the lower left-hand corner. So why don't you guys put on the map where you're at, because you can see the northern section of this fence is broken, and this big bull.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I said, which direction were we walking? Were we walking from south to north, or
yes, correct. You were going from south to north, and this is the clearing that you guys are at, the small little farm of the Trollos. And there's a little bit of smoke coming out of that chimney and whatnot. And this bull, it's just eyeing you guys down. But you guys all three C3, all three CPO or C3PO of you. That's what my mom calls them, PC30. But as you guys are coming into the area of the, the ranch here, this bull kind of walks over, and you all three notice that there's some blood on the horns.
Hey, do you see that, right, Shen? That blood on the bull's horns over there. You want to take a look at that?
Blood on a bull's horn is probably not a good thing. He's probably gored somebody.
Yeah, because Chief, as you're saying that, you notice that it looks like there's a couple of darts that are sticking out of this thing too. Kind of look like maybe some hay or weeds or something that were kind of entangled into its fur and its mane that's on the back of his neck. But as you get a little bit of a better look, you can tell that these are darts hanging out of it. And his horns are definitely caked with blood, quite a bit.
This is not a happy bull. I recommend you play him a song to tame the savage beast, homie.
Yeah, there's 3 of these darts that are sticking out from what you can see.
I'll play him a song to see if he can come calmly. See if I can get him to calmly come over so Chen can take a closer look.
I love how he nominates you, Shen, so you can go in and get a closer look.
Is that like performance or something?
Why don't you give me an animal handling check? It's wisdom. It would be a wisdom as you're trying to caress, I guess, with a... Oh, my God. Oh, me. So, that's not good. Oh, gosh. This is too good. So why don't you go ahead and do me a favor, place on your token where you're at in regards to where you're trying to soothe this thing, Omi. I see Marcus is way back. And Shen, did you go over the fence to try to...
No.
Hell no?
I'm right here trying to get him to look at me so that Shen could get a look at the side of the bull.
Yeah, you definitely you don't soothe him at all. In fact, you can see that the fire is glowing in his eyes as you're trying to sing him a little lullaby, and he comes over and he smashes into the gate. And he literally, the whole gate just rocks. And it's kind of rearing back like a bull would and kind of scraping its front paw, its front hoof into the ground, and its back hoof is kind of kicking dirt, and then he keeps switching between his left and his right rear hooves, and he's kicking dirt everywhere, and then he gets another charge into the fence.
I think you're doing that wrong, Omi. I think you're doing it wrong.
This isn't working, guys. As I'm gonna disappear. I'm gonna run back and disappear behind this bush or whatever, bush or tree or whatever it is back there. So the bull. I'm out of the bull sight.
As he runs past me, you little shit, and I'll pull out my shield and warhammer and see if I can't just knock this thing out. If he comes charging towards me.
Oh yeah, he charges up against the fence again. Let me go ahead and really quickly make this official here. I didn't take into consideration Omi failing his check as bad as he did. So let's
really piss this thing off.
Yeah, he did. Let's go ahead and get rid of this token here. All right, so if you want to go ahead and attack, you can.
Shit, he just got bigger.
You've enraged the bull. The bull is now berserk.
He's pretty big. His eyes are glowing red with anger.
Markesh, why don't you take care of this one?
Say some soothing words to him.
You gonna try and soothe him? Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and give it a go.
Because
How
I'm
are you
walking
trying to
up
soothe him?
with a warhammer. See if I can't give him one on the head.
All right, so as you're walking up, Shen, you can go ahead and give me a wisdom check, and if you have animal handling, you can use that also. You actually get him soothed. And how do you soothe him? Because he starts to take a liking to you, and you get him calmed down, and he starts breathing a little bit softer. You can literally see the steam coming out of his massive nose holes.
I guess experience with livestock on the ship because we take it with us when we would go sailing. So I just talk to him in a nice, calm voice. Reach out.
We
and
know
pet
what
his
sailors
muzzle
do
a
with
little bit.
livestock on ships.
Yeah. You got to have, sheep, stuff that you got to have underway.
Stupid bull just doesn't appreciate good music.
No one likes spoons. I've told you, even the cattle hate it.
But you get him calmed down. And Marcus, as you come up to the fence...
I won't hit him if he's calming down.
Yeah, it seems like he's calmed down quite a bit. And actually, it's to the point to where Shen is actually able to kind of rub his head a little bit. And that's when you can see that he's been darted multiple times. 3 times, to be exact. And he's also got a bunch of blood, like I said, on his horns and on the top of his head and whatnot.
Can we tell looking at the darts? Are they like adventurers darts, or are these handmade darts from that would be? Are they crude or are they?
They're pretty
blacksmith?
crude, yeah. They're definitely not. They're definitely smithed, but it's not of a high quality. It's not like you would get. It's not a quality that you would get at, like, say, the Lion Shield Coster. No, these things look like they were probably made in some kind. They look lizardmen. They look like they would be made by lizardmen. Because there's a dart, and then there's like a fish bone and whatnot that's used for the body of the dart.
I'm gonna look at Shen and say, is it worth taking those out of him, or do you think it'll just make him angry?
I will try. I can give it a shot. Maybe we can check the darts and see if there's any of that poison on them, and perhaps we need to treat them. If the family's still here, they're going to need their bull.
So if he's able to kind of calm him, am I able to kind of stick my hand out and have him still remain calm?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna kind of take a look at those horns and see if this blood on there, if it looks like he gored something, or maybe something placed it on him so that this looked worse than it is, or...
Yeah, give me an investigation check there, Marcus, and then Shen, for your animal handling check to get that dart out. Give it to me with advantage because you've got Marcus there with you helping, and of course Omi's about 20 foot behind you, hiding in the bushes, bushwhacking.
You want these all in the open, you said? No?
Yeah, in the open. Yeah, give them to me in the open. Yeah. Nice, Marcus. And yeah, very nice. So you guys work together. You get the darts out. You get all 3 of them out. And Marcus, as you're kind of looking at the blood on the horns, you can also see that there's some pale grayish, almost kind of like a greenish, leathery type of flesh that's on one of the points.
I'm gonna I'll point it out to Shen and say, I think he may have had a little fun with one of the lizard men.
That's what it appears to be. And Shen, you get a sniff of that.
We've seen lizard men before. We know what their skin looks like and all that.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Smells like the same type of funk that was in that hollowed out gourd.
The bull's rage he's been poisoned. The bull's rage is probably the only thing that has kept him standing.
Yeah, I'll use my water skin and kind of clean up those horns a little bit, kind of wash them down.
All right.
Won't last a while, but try and clean them up a little bit.
So why don't you give me one more medicine check, Shen.
Okay.
Very nice. Clutch, man. You know that this could be treated with some type of antidote or something like that. And he's eventually going to be paralyzed, but the amount of toxic crap that was on these darts, this bull's pretty big. This is one of the larger bulls that you've seen. And this toxic funk, this poison hasn't taken yet, but it's going to eventually. But you can basically negate that with some type of antidote.
Do you know how to manufacture this antidote?
I do not have.
Is it readily? I guess I should say, is it readily available somewhere? I mean, if we go into a store and bought some, would it work?
Yeah, sure it would.
Okay.
But then again, I'll kind of give you a little DM hint here. Shen, you've got something on you that could actually take care of that.
I do. I was just thinking about using some ointment on him.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys? I got some Crogathorn's ointment that would probably cure him right up. I got 2 uses. We can use one on the bull. We'll still have one left. What's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's always do we want to do this right now, or now that we got him calmed down a little bit, maybe we should check out what's going on. We can always come. Does he look like he's pretty worse for wear here? I mean, if we leave him alone, is he toast, or is he on his last legs?
He will be over time, yeah, if it's not treated, yeah.
Your call, Shin.
How's it going up there, guys?
Stay back. Just stay back. I think he'll
Yeah,
be
stay
upset if
back.
he sees you again.
I think we should. I'm kind of leery of using it on him, especially if the family is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
well, Taru is looking around and he comes out and he says, "Oh, Hilu and Girona, they're not here anywhere. They're gone. They're gone. They're not here. It seems like their door was kicked in, and I checked the house. They're not there, and the small little barn was broken into, and they're gone."
Well, shit. What the hell are we gonna do with this cow?
Are you gonna let Betsy die? That's the cow's name, old Betsy.
You got any way
bull
you
name
can
is
take care of
Betsy.
this thing, boy? Is this thing gonna fit on the boat to bring it back, or is this kid staying here, or what?
This thing ain't going on that boat.
That's kind of what I figured. I'd
the
say you
bull
heal him
goes,
up,
Omi, I have to
Shen.
take.
Heal him up and make the kids stay back and see if we can't walk them to the next farm or something. I don't know.
All right.
What you need
Alright.
up there, Sean? I see you fiddling through your bags.
I'm going to use some ointment on the bull. The bull's going to go into paralysis and die here shortly
It
if we
will.
don't treat him. So
Probably in the next 24 hours or so. What's
I
going
have
on,
some
Murdoch?
I'm gonna go
antitoxin.
ahead.
Good to see you, Josh.
Hmm.
All right, so you get that.
Will that work too?
Oh, what do you have?
And just the player's handbook antitoxin vials.
Yeah, I think that should work, Omi. And it would probably be a lot less expensive as well.
Yeah, Shen,
Yeah.
why don't you come over here and get it? I don't think I should go over there.
In fact,
Alright.
this is how we'll do it. We'll give the bull a saving throw versus poison. So I'll do a Constitution saving throw for the bull. Or if you want to use the Cowtum's ointment, there will be no saving throw involved. But as for the bull, you won't, once I do the saving throw, you won't be able to, unless you literally stay there with the bull, old Betsy, then you won't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of
Yeah.
a shot in the dark.
Yeah. I think we should try the antitoxin.
All right. Why don't you come here and get it, Shun? I don't think I should go up there.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I'll give him one of my 2 vials of antitoxin then.
Okay.
Here you go, Shun.
Alright. And then I'll administer the antitoxin.
Okay. Oh, that's plenty. All right. You administer it. You rub some onto the wounds, and then you kind of mix a little bit up with some wine and from your water skin, not wine, and he drinks the water out of your hands, or you go and get a bowl from the farm, and he drinks it up. Thanks for the follows, guys. So you don't know what's going to happen. You'll find out if you ever come back to the Trollo farm.
Well, we ought to fix that fence up to make sure he stays in here. Make sure he's got some food as well. If we're going to try and keep him alive, we may as well do it right.
Yep. So I will go over here.
I'm kind of changing it
where
up
the
as
fence is
well.
broken,
Okay.
and start.
We spent some time repairing it.
Yeah, start using the mend spell to mend the fence section by section.
Beautiful. Such an underused spell in D&D 5e, mending. I love that spell. Yeah, you get that thing put back together. Very nice, Shen. I like it.
And then maybe I recommend we search the house for any clues as to what may have happened.
Sure, you guys can all give me...
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, sure, you guys can check out the home and also the farm. Everybody give me an investigation check. And Taru, he's with you guys as well. So as you guys are looking around, yeah, you're able to ascertain that, yes, they were taken out of here. The door was kicked in. It looks like there was a struggle. You can see that there's a couple of, like, I guess you could say, bludgeoning utensils lying around, like clubs and stuff. And you also find Markish. You find, as you're kind of snooping around, you find a small box. And inside of this small box are some gems. Quite a few.
All right.
Gems and gold and silver. Probably their life savings. And it was kind of
Well, if
tucked
they're alive,
away.
yeah, if they're alive, we'll give it back to them. But I suspect they didn't fare well.
Okay. So there's about 150 gold total. There's about I'd say there's maybe 80 gold. There's about 200 silver, and then there's about 50 gold worth of gems. I'm going to go ahead and distribute it. You want to keep it, or what? Did you kind of
Just keep it in the party sheet for now?
I'll keep it on the party sheet. Sounds good to me. All right, so Shen, you get the fence fixed up as well with your mending spell.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Which farmstead is next closest one? We should probably.
Is this cow going to be fine? I mean, can we maybe give it access to the barn for shelter, or
sure,
make sure it's got some food and shit like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, oops. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Yeah, over here, right there. There's a door. There's like a 10-foot door.
Sounds good.
About right there, and it'll go in there. There's piles of hay in there and whatnot too, so it'll be fine. It does go inside and lay down. So yeah, the next closest farmstead would be the Renan farmstead, because remember the Trollo farmstead is on the east side of the trail. The center fork, that's where the Renan farm was, and that's where Taru lives as well. And then on the other side, of the farm where the Renans are, then there's the Alen farm.
Does this trail that we followed up here, does it like begin in the house, or does it look like the trail was coming to this or from this place?
No, you actually followed it right up to where you guys were, and it wasn't actually a trail. This is something that was just made as they were
Just the blood. Okay.
probably, yeah, they were dragging Hilio and Gerona away from their farm. It wasn't an actual real trail per se. Yeah, yep, exactly.
Well,
So do you guys want to head over to the Renan farm or what?
Pretty safe to say, but I'll look to the kid and say, and look to the group, I guess, and say, well, should we not just keep checking these farms out, or?
Yeah, they were definitely taken.
Not much for leads here, but.
Well, let's get away from this one for sure.
Yeah, they were definitely taken. They, especially with their door being kicked in and whatnot. Yeah, they are not here. That's for sure.
What time of day is it getting to be?
It's late afternoon.
We
You probably have.
I'll
Yeah, you got a couple hours still before the sun will go down. So you can definitely get these last two farmsteads checked out, and then you would probably be dealing with dusk by that point.
All right.
All right, so you guys, there you actually find the trail and you head right. It leads you straight through the dense woods. You know, you kind of follow a little makeshift stream, and you get to the Renan farm. And you can see that this place is actually a lot bigger than the Trollo farm. There's several more buildings, and you're actually kind of traveling uphill as well. And you come to a field. I'm going to go ahead and share you guys a new map. Look at all these high-quality Adventures League maps tonight, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, these are nice.
They're nice.
And there you go. You see several barns. You see crops that are planted. And you did where the Trollo farm was, where you guys were just at, but there wasn't a whole lot of, growth and stuff. It's like Taru said, they really didn't get a whole lot of time to do a lot of, planting of crops and whatnot. So.
Well, we need to investigate the buildings, starting with the house, probably the big.
Yeah,
house.
so there's a farmhouse. There's a couple of barns. There's a couple of chicken coops. There's a well, and then Taru points off that the small little shack is his place. So what do you guys think? You guys got a couple of barns, farmhouses, chicken coops. The well's there in the middle. We'll just we'll say the well's in the middle. I didn't add a well to the map. I forgot.
Do we see any livestock milling about?
There's a couple. Yeah. Mostly.
Oh, bulls, hopefully.
No, there's no bulls here. No, not old Betsy. Now, Taru says that they usually have sheep and pigs. But he's looking around and he says that there's quite a few that are actually missing.
Let's check things out then.
Okay.
All right. You guys check it out.
He said he's already been here and noticed that everyone was gone. So
Yeah. And we'll say that as you guys get to the middle of the Renan farm, this is basically where the well is. Right where we'll say that the well is right where Taru is.
all right.
Maybe we should check out the well, see if draw up a pail of water and see if it has the foul stench to it as well.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
the
I need
barn-
to fill up my water skin anyway.
Yeah, these are really nicely made buildings. Definitely much nicer than the Trollo farm. Although it's not like the Trollo farm was bad or anything. This has just got a lot more going on here. Obviously, you know, more crops and, you know, no big bull, but they've got livestock. You know, there's probably a couple dozen chickens Taru tells you about.
I'm gonna go fill up my water skin at the well.
Okay.
I'll go to the well and yell, "Hello, anybody down there?"
You don't get any answer, but you look inside and you can see that the water is down probably about 25 feet or so, and it's stone. You know, it's basically stone bricked all the way down, and there's quite a few as you get over to the well. There's a dozen or so battered buckets that are kind of stacked up around the well. You know, and there's of course the winch and a rope and whatnot.
All right, am I able to fill up that water skin?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can get it.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you get a smell of the water. It doesn't seem like the water's been tainted or anything like that.
Excellent. Yep. All right, fill up my water skin, and then I say we check out that building there.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to be the farmhouse. Very nicely built, a very sturdy wooden structure, and it's got like a darkish green type of paint to it. You know, shingled roof, windows. Windows are actually open, doors kicked in. You go inside, it has nicely laid wooden floors. Ceiling's probably about 8 foot high. Very nice large living space,
Any
fireplace.
signs of a struggle?
Living it up. Yeah, actually there is. Why don't you give me why don't all three of you guys give me an investigation check? Just out in the open. No need to roll it in the tower. Yeah, Omi is the one that actually finds some dried blood spots and some splatters on the floors and the
Hey,
walls.
look here,
It's not
guys.
extensive. It's not like it was a brutal murder or anything like that. It's just a couple of small splatters here and there.
Well, it looks
We
like
got
they were
blood
taken
here,
as
guys.
well.
Yeah.
The boy speaks true.
Marcus, something catches your eye. Behind one of the chairs, there's like an axe, and it's got a broken handle. It kind of caught the corner of your eye, and it's actually embedded into the wall right near where the door was kicked in and where that seat is. But a
Well, I'll
bunch
check it
of
out, but, other than a broken handle, is there anything fairly unique
No.
about it?
no, not really. I mean, it's pretty crude. I mean, it doesn't look like
Yeah.
it's of a high quality or anything like that.
I'll pull it out and just take a look at it and see if it's got any blood on it. If not, then I'll just throw it to the ground. But
No, it does look like it was probably thrown, but it doesn't have any kind of flesh or blood on it or anything like that. But and Shen, you see on the floor there's a bunch of very deep gouge marks, like scratches into the floor, probably from claws. It looks like. And
Looks like we
give
got
me.
some claw marks here.
Yeah, give me one more investigation check, Shen, as well. And there's a lot of the windows in this place have been busted out. There's some, especially on the other side where you guys are kind of walking around, they're okay. But as you guys start investigating around, yeah, there's quite a few busted out windows. Some of the doors have been kicked in on the interior part of the farmhouse.
I'll go to the kitchen and see if I can figure out where they're hiding the good spoons.
Just plain boring spoons. Not as good as yours, though, Omi.
None of those are in tune.
Yeah, so you're looking, Shen, and It looks like one of the Renans was drug out the front door. It looks like one was drug out the back door, because you can actually see the drag marks. But then again, as you're kind of following them both, they kind of end up in the same spot anyway, and they're drug off together, it looks like.
Is this kid up to anything? I mean, is he doing anything while we're here? You just standing by the
No,
well?
he's helping you guys. No, he's helped searching
Okay.
around, telling you a little bit about, all of the different buildings and whatnot. No, I just placed him there to show you where the well was.
So, knowing these guys are gone and the last guys are gone, and we may as well continue while we have light checking the last place out, but it's not looking good for these people. With claw marks and poison darts and poison and throwing axes, I think definitely coming up against some humanoids and likely lizardmen.
Yeah. Why don't you guys give me one more investigation check too, out in the open? All right, so Shen, as you guys are looking around, you also find in the bedroom, under a floorboard, there's a small little hidden chest, and it has a little bit of coin in it. 10 gold, 22 silver, 50 copper, and then there's also a necklace that's in it also, in the box, that is.
All right. Well, it's just like with the other farmhouse. If we find the survivors alive, we will give it to them. Otherwise, throw it in the bag of holding.
You mean Taru says, you mean you're gonna steal Mr. and Mrs. Renan's stuff?
No, we're
gonna
going
keep
to
it safe,
ensure
boy.
nobody else steals
There's
it.
a difference between what about the next person that comes checking on this farm and steals it. We're at least looking for these people and making sure they're all right.
Well, I suppose. I suppose. I guess I'm just not used to seeing stuff like this. Living out here in the woods and all. But yeah, there's a couple of other smash clubs and stuff around in the bedroom too. Definitely of a primitive, material. And it's made out of the wood, the wood of the marsh and stuff. But these things aren't high quality or anything like that. But I will say this, though, about the axe that was stuck in the wall. That was like a woodsman axe. So, yeah, you could probably get something like that at, like, the Lion Shield Coster or something like that. So it looks like at least, old man Renan at least try to fight these things back. You know what I mean?
Sure.
All right, so I added another
are you
stuff
ready
to the party sheet.
Ready to show us this next farmstead you know of around here?
Yeah. He kind of shows you guys around the rest of the farm as well, and he takes you over where the barn is, and it's actually a really tall barn, and all the doors are opened up and whatnot. There's a pigsty and all of the, you guys are looking, looks like all of the doors are open, but it seems like they've actually been damaged. It's like they were kind of smashed in with the clubs and whatnot. And a couple pigs are missing, but there's still a couple more pigs kind of running around and whatnot, the smaller pigs. But it looks like, the larger pigs are gone, and Taru also tells you that they had a couple of milking cows. It seems like they're gone, and they had an ox too. But he says, but this ox, it was nothing like Bessie, though. And, in this farmstead, there's all kinds of clawed footprints, too. So I will give you that. And, there's all kinds of dust and dirt inside of the barn. So there was just no need to do any kind of check there. And
So it looks
the
like
chicken
they took
coop.
the livestock.
Yeah, they took the two milking cows and the ox. They took the larger pigs, Taru said, but they left the smaller pigs.
You want to do the same thing and just make sure that they ain't going to run off, just in case we can salvage
Yes.
these farms?
Shut them up in the barn.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All the chickens are there. As you guys check out the chicken coops, Taru said all of the chickens are there. He checks out his place. It's a very small. It's the smallest building on the farmstead. And the door smashed in. The table and chairs that he has is okay. It's still got his stuff on there. But the bed he had was kind of overturned, and it looks like they peeled the sheets off looking for stuff. But then he says, it doesn't seem like anything is missing. So what do you guys think? You guys want to head over
That's
to
fortunate
the
for you.
Alen? Yeah, all the
Yep,
crickets
let's head
and
over to
stuff.
the next farm.
All right. You guys make it over to the west where the Alen farm is. And that's where Wallace and Jins live. And, this is where the young couple, they inherited this farm just a couple of months ago. And they're really not farmers. They don't know the area too well. And I'll give you guys the next map. Look at all these maps tonight, guys. What's up with that? By golly, we're hot today.
Stuff's happening.
Sure is. Heard a pig squealing. Did you hear that, Marcus?
I heard the birds.
Yeah. All right, so you guys are going to be coming from the east towards the west. So this is pretty much where you guys are going to be.
On the road.
Yeah, you guys just pretty much just come straight shot. Where the trail kind of forks off 3 different ways.
Okay.
Just a small farmhouse. Same type of style as the Renan's farm, but this is definitely much older. Looks like it's been broken into as well. It seems like there's several signs of where a struggle occurred. Doesn't look like much like at the Renlo farm. On the Trollo farm, it doesn't look like they were actually drugged, though. So as you guys are kind of looking around the farm, and by this point, the sun is kind of coming down. So why don't you guys give me an investigation check? And Taruhi says, we're just too late. Everybody's gone. Everybody's gone. Marcus, that's a horrible roll, bud. And oh me, wow. Shen bailed you guys out. So there's a couple of wooden drumsticks that are found on the floor, Shen. House doesn't seem to have any values, any kind of like valuable items or anything like that. Barn doors wide open. Taru said that they had an ox as well, and they used to mate the 2 oxes between the Alen farm here and the Renan farm. They used to mate the oxes, and he said that the ox here is gone as well.
Found some drumsticks on the floor here, guys.
Drumsticks.
Maybe that'd be better than spoons.
Yeah.
I'll examine the drumsticks.
Maybe you could use a drumstick to hit a spoon.
Hey, there's an idea.
Why would you suggest
Let's
that?
try it. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, it's not like 2 spoons.
Then you just get the single tink, not the tink, tink.
So all of a sudden you start to hear off into the distance some thunder crashing, and you can see the flashes of light from lightning flashing off into the distance. And now that there's a very steady rain starting to beat down, and it seems like the sun is actually going down now.
Uh-oh, guys. I think we
Well,
should
guys, you want a hole up here for the night?
Sounds like a good idea. That looks like a pretty bad storm.
Yep. We should haul up here for the night. I think. And they've already been. This farmstead's already been hit. What's the chances of them coming back again?
Yeah.
Well, just don't let Omi play them spoons. Everyone will come running trying to kill us.
That's right. I want to play around with these drumsticks a little bit tonight.
Oh, great. And me and I forgot buying wax. Son of a bitch.
Well, they're not the best shape, so you're going to have a hard time playing with them. They are broken.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think?
Able to kind of fix the place up and hold up on the inside?
Sure. Yeah, you can. The doors have been kicked in and whatnot, but sure, you can. Yeah, you can kind of get everything back to where you can get the door back up at least and stuff.
Is the door beyond a mending spell to put it back in play?
No, a mending spell would work pretty good.
Get them hinges lined up again and get them to cast mending on them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Consider it done.
All right. So what else are you guys doing? You guys, there's plenty of food here. You guys could go out and get some vegetables, and Taru said that he could probably cook something up.
I'm going to just eat my rations. I trust that.
No?
Yeah,
I don't blame
agree.
Omi will go pull some radishes to supplement his rations.
They've got some radishes. They've got all kinds of different vegetables, whatever you want pretty much. Some fruits. There's a couple of containers of milk, all kinds of other ingredients, flours and spices and whatnot. These people ate good around here. So as you guys are eating and whatnot, you have Taru. He is out in the kitchen area, and he's kind of cleaning up a little bit. And all of a sudden, you hear a dish that he dropped shattered, like glass. And he said, "Oh no! There was a lizard man there was some lizard guy just looking in the window at me," and he screams, and that's when he drops the dish and it shatters.
Good God, man!
I saw it. I saw it. It was on the wing. It was on the wing. It was looking in at him. He says, "It was looking at me. He looked right into my eyes. He's gone. He's not there. But he was just there. I know. I just saw him."
Do we hear anything other than the storm?
Not that I don't trust you, boy, but I didn't see or hear anything. Which way did he go?
I don't know. I got scared and I closed my eyes and then I opened them back up, and he was gone. He was a scaly looking guy. Oh, it was hideous. He had this drool hanging out of his mouth, and he had these long fangs, and he had these claws, and he had his hand kind of almost touching the window, and he had these long razor sharp looking claws, and it was hideous.
At any point during this day, does it look like this kid's hiding stuff from us at all?
You can give me an insight
Or
check.
he's not being completely honest with us. Okay.
You can give me an insight check.